How do you feel? Take a moment to assess that for yourself. Usually, most folks are skimming the surface and then attempting to be kind of a monotone or monoculture of a representation of who they think they are throughout the day to be able to fit in and get things done. And most of that is at a, it's like an in between conscious and unconscious, but primarily unconscious level that is not running an awareness that they themselves that they're representing is just the character, and that the real them is inside and they can feel it, they just don't pay attention to it, just slowly knocking or constantly just sound bowl inside, and they just don't pay attention to it because they have to get things done for the external, and that list never ends. And there's a requirement in their mind, in their perception. And this is me, this is everybody at certain points, but a lot of people are, it's a social thing. There's a perception of a defensive mechanism within the small self of saying, it's just the way it is. But what if all of that is just a filter laying on top of what really is? See, it's as a representation of the matrix, and people feel trapped and stressed and frustrated. And the there's a lot of, I don't take in a lot of content, but I have a fairly decent barometer of assuming or of pointing at kind of where the collective's going. And it's going in the right direction, everything's great. But currently, it seems like there's a lot of, it's all simulation. We live in the matrix. That's been going on for like 20 years. It's not a simulation, like pointless. It's just that it's you doing it, and that it's already written, and there's the force of the singular one love creation, and then it's also your energy, and it's reflecting it back to you. It's an existence of refraction and reflection, and you're never going to find that in the matrix. And the matrix is not what people describe it as. It's not even really a thing, but that that symptom of the matrix, like trapped, the great illusion. I mean, you could say it's the exact same thing as Plato's cave to a certain degree. You're not in the matrix. The matrix is in you. It's a filter through which you are processing the allowance of what life can be. It's a trap that you're putting, or not putting, that was offered to you, and you are holding around your internal belief structure. That may seem vague, but let's look at it. How do you feel? Take away your spouse, take away your um, your desire for whatever life in the future, your your boyfriend and your desire to make a little cute home, or your um, I'm gonna be a professional baseball player, or whatever it is. Just take what I'm attempting to communicate here will benefit everyone, no matter where they are in their existence, no matter what it is that you want to do. How do you feel? I can assume that you feel like you're not fully yourself, and like there's some struggle that you're attempting to figure it out, and every once in a while you think you have it figured out. And this is unconscious, so you're not necessarily thinking it, but you're feeling it. And that tends to be into more of a, all right, now I'm taking care of my body, or all right, now I'm getting my money right, or um, all right, there's a good relationship in my life. But that sound bowl is still going on inside you. You're just the patient, divine, limitless spirit energy of you sitting there waiting for you to look back at you. You were complete when you came here. It's impossible for you not to be complete. You're perfect, and you are the perfect energy of everything. And you've been given the gift of a body, and your body is the purpose of your body is so that you, as divine limitless spirit energy, can interact with this magical place. This place is a magical refraction and reflection of light density. So it's a reality of duality and density. All of you, as divine limitless spirit energy, cannot flow into this one existence embodied. So it's a constant flow with a siphon limiting the volume. If you just purely came to this place as all of you, which probably all of you is here, it's just not necessarily siphoned into embodiment, then without body, you wouldn't have the effectual results of density to actually make this game of life function properly and it's functioning properly, not as some great trick, not as some slave ship. Maybe there's some entities that have pulled the wool over somebody's eyes at some point. Okay, but that's not controlling you if you listen to this. It's that you're misplacing your directed divine attention, your energy. All of you that comes here, that possibly could come here without the embodiment, wouldn't have the repercussions to actually go through the process of learning how perfect this thing is. How could you make this life more perfect? It's teaching you the mechanisms of you so that you can be truer to the growth of you. And it's you doing it. But when you feel that whatever is considered to be stress, tightness, my current favorite way to describe that is holding on to ropes. It's like the little boy, the little girl of you picked up a job at some point to assimilate with society. And there's these totem poles. They started wrapping these ropes. The ropes come from like, they're just laying on the ground. But the other side of it comes from social orders and the collective unconscious and these implications of what we must fall into to make something of ourselves, which takes away from who we were and who we're meant to be. And so we pick up these ropes and we tie them around our totem poles and we hold on to them real tight. Before you know it, our whole job of life is just holding on to the 6,000 threads of rope from all directions. And where do they all lead to? These kind of vacant powerhouses, warehouses of ropes, governing the mind of the masses for no particular reason. It's basically a safety net. You're holding on to your own safety net that's sending you messages of repetition of fear. And so your ego is doing the best it can. You haven't gone through the rites of passage to grow yourself, to really face your fears, to sit in the forest. The thing that all sages and all great philosophers have always said, you got to be the real you. That's what you came here to do. When's going to be the day? When is the day that you're like, okay, I'm going to be the real me today? In such grand aura and scale that I don't ever lean back into holding on to those ropes. It's going to be really, really, really hard. Because inside that little boy, that little girl is attempting to protect you because it thinks it's doing the right thing because it picked that process up from doing what's right for all its pets and all its food and all its learning and education and its abiding by its family, abiding by social rules and its religion or its government or its math or whatever it is, science. It's just like all these layers of what is accepted and how things work. And you just keep going, going, going. When you're a little kid, you start picking them up, you pull them all in, and you're holding on to them. And you don't realize that's narrowing and narrowing and narrowing and narrowing the opportunity for you to be you. And so you walk around not realizing that you're aware that nobody's really being the real them. And most people are completely unaware that there is a real them anymore. And although they are fully supported by their higher self or the great spirit of all, and they can't ever be disconnected, nobody's really alone, they are self consciously attempting to get things done. And they are unconsciously operating on a mechanism of, I'll get to my purpose, or I'll get to why I'm here, or I'll get to um, serving my calling or being my true self once I get done making sure that everything on the other end of all these ropes are taken care of properly. Divine energy is flowing through you, and you are divine energy. Here's a secret: you are the flow of this life. This life is a magical entity, this place, this realm that's watching you. Because you are genuinely, the true you is the power that makes everything light up and function. Everything here is made, it's density made of light. And it's literally operating off of you observing it. And you are that same substance. You are perfect. You're just playing the game of not being perfect. It doesn't mean like never stub your toe or never mess up or never, you know, get upset. It means remember who you are. It's scary. It's the most scary thing I've found because literally everything and everyone else in the collective unconscious says that's the worst thing you can do is remember who you are. You're a Looney Tune. But to get back to what I just said, here's the secret. You'll see it when you implement this. Life is not playing the game of you. Oh, I said it backwards, sorry. You are not playing the game of life. It's not here. It's not fixed. It's waiting externally, just like the real you is waiting internally, patiently. And both are just giving you the energy and allowing it to be what you choose it to be, and then reflecting it back to you. The truth is, you are the flow of life. Life is playing the game of you. It's just flowing through you. So it's what you choose is a consistent, your intention and your attention and your vibration. Life is picking up on that, and it's flowing and it's flowing, and your subconscious is projecting that energy into matching frequencies. The frequencies are already everywhere. And then your resonance, your aura, your world receives the feedback from life. It's this magical flow. but you're unconsciously putting most of your energy into holding on to those ropes. And that's become your standard. And that's something that you want to defend. Say, yeah, but this. Yeah, but this. Yeah, but this. Yeah, but everybody else is doing it. I can't be the one to figure it out and then conquer my own fears and grow. What about everybody else? Now, you're not going to say that, but that's really the meaning behind how am I going to pay my bills? Do you realize how incredibly foolish it is to attempt to put external illusions in front of your actual thing that you're here to do? Yeah, it takes courage. It's supposed to. It's so simple, but doing it even when you're alone is tough. Doing it in the midst of everybody else is seems impossible. It's not, but it's a growth process. Start with how do you feel? Honestly, how do you feel? Go in between breaths, take big breaths in between. Attempt to from your core up to your heart, start at your core, you start to unfold. Just release a little bit and just start to unfold just a little bit. Unfold. Unfold the tightness inside you. All the ropes that you're holding on to. That little kid, that little boy and girl is super strong. Their back is like knotted up ropes. I mean, they are ripped and incredibly distraught and bent out of shape, withered. All they've been doing for years is holding on to ropes. Thousands and thousands and thousands of pounds of pressure. And human beings can get used to anything. They've gotten so good at it that they've, not knowing that they've even done this, have convinced themselves that the holding onto ropes is actually what's keeping them balanced and standing straight up. How you gonna go back in and take care of that kid? Because I promise you, you take care of that kid, you don't have any more problems. I don't care if you're 95 years old in Earth years. I don't care what you've accomplished, what everyone else says about you. It's you and you. You gotta take care of that kid. how are you going to convince that kid to let go of those ropes when all it knows, all it can remember is a life of suffrage to serve you so that you can serve society? Its entire existence that it can remember is suffering and doesn't know why, but it's manning up or womaning up, even though it's a little kid. It's holding on to those ropes with such great power. And all it really wants is just a little bit of recognition, of validation. Look at the amazing effort of life saving ability that the little you has done. But think about how great you would be at not reacting to everything that seems like a problem or a trauma or a drama or even what's considered to be death or violence. Although there is no death, merely opportunities before. Think about not just the information coming in, but truly sit, meditate, or think about how easy would it be to deal with almost anything and to actually perform in a way that would benefit almost anything that comes through your life. Because life is reflecting your energy. If you weren't in such an incredible state of attempting to take care of the inevitably never ending list of serving the other side of the rope. And instead of that, you could go inside and take care of that little kid. What if you just sit with that kid? Just sit with it. That's you. That's you in here. Go in there. Make the time. Do it now. Whatever is on the other side of that rope, that somebody else that just lives their whole life holding on to ropes, going, "You're late for this, you're late for this, you're late." That shit is either not important or it will still be there. I promise. Because that's how this place functions. That's how the collective unconscious and the social orders function. It's a constant self serving loop, it's a revolution. Always. It's just like this. Always. 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 Have you not noticed that? It's the same story. Always. And there's that singing bowl inside you, which is the real you. Just a message from the greater you, from what most call God, that can't completely be you, or else it'd be no point to this. But it can give you enough to give you so many reminders to say, this is who you are. Everything is here for you and with you. It is written already, but it's also up to you what you choose to do. Your job is to continue that writing, whether you feel like that writing was incredibly unfair or was incredibly beneficial. Your base program, your personality, your environment. It's your job to write the rest of your book, to benefit this place, and to do what you came here to do for your greater self. So that when you leave, that last minute of did I do what I came here to do, that last is like, yeah, yeah. And that's the empowering force of that keeps everybody moving. It's like, in my opinion, there are those that are imprinted with I must let my inner light shine. And then there are those that are imprinted with uh, an attempt to constantly close the blinds. So that's balancing love and fear, duality of reality here. And then most are in the middle. So for basically everybody in the middle, there's that unspoken inertia of did I do what I came here to do? Which could be the only thing we ever focus on. And then life would be pretty balanced. But instead, most probably have a couple hundred instances in their life of, yeah, some epiphany of what it is that they should focus on, something they should address. And if they put their energy into the right spots, they may just do what they came here to do. It's not a win or a loss either way. It's just rising to the challenge or forgetting who you are. There's nothing to fight. You can fight if you want. I've done a lot of fighting, but there's nothing to fight. In the end, if you really look at it, the energy itself, it's just you fighting you. You're the one. How do you feel? Feel stressed? Feel tight? Feel like you get to this later? I'm not sure this guy even knows what he's talking about, but he takes forever to get to a point. This might be the weirdest shit on the internet. Fuck you watching it then for? I bless you. You are perfect. And you will feel that when you let go of just one rope. Go and sit with yourself, that little kid of you. And I promise you, if you write down the feelings of just however you feel, however you truly feel, truly, And then you go and sit with yourself internally. You'll see that kid would really like to do something different, to grow, not to be indentured to the same old game. If everything has been created through the same life force that is you, why can you not create an entirely new way to live for you? Why do you think there's anything that you can't do? Is it just a matter of the programming from the social order and the pull of the constant neural network of collective unconscious is so strong that you can't for a second accept the potential that you can build a life and do what you came here to do in a manner that's greater than what anyone can imagine, no matter what anyone says or thinks, and that it's inside you, and that the only thing keeping you from doing that is that you can't even really believe that until you go sit with that kid and start to see how it feels to release those ropes. Think if you were chained up in a dungeon and you got your arms were spread apart. And so over the years, you got really good at eating with your toes. They give you porridge and a chicken wing, and you eat them with your toes. For a couple months, you didn't understand anything, couldn't eat anything. And eventually, you just got better at it. Like anything, what you put your attention on, what you put your attention on grows. And then years and years went by. Years went by. Not you got to the point where you're telling jokes and having fun in the dungeon, eating with your toes, and then it got to the point where this is normal, man. Like you're running the joint down there. You're in charge, but you're still chained to the wall. And then one day, at some point, something comes across and reminds you, bitch, this is not what I'm here for. I have done enough here. I will not live like this anymore. I have a purpose. I'm not my body. This life is reflecting my energy back to me. There is no actual limit. It's a joke that I'm allowing myself to be here. But I'm here in this dungeon so that I could realize this. And then you sit with that. A week goes by. You lose it. Another week goes by. You get it back even stronger. All of a sudden, one of those chains breaks and you have a free arm. Think about how that would feel. Think about how that would feel in comparison to how do you feel on a daily basis now? That version that's been in the dungeon for 20 years, eating with their toes, the second that chain breaks, they feel better than you feel now. Because they are living in the physical proof that this life is limitless and that they are divine limitless spirit energy. They are actually doing it. Not manifesting, being the real them. Refusing to give energy into anything that's not truly the real them, being the manifestation. Manifesting is not about focusing on this one thing and hoping and trying to figure out all these techniques. It's about not serving everything. So all of a sudden, that, sh- that shit that's weighing me down does not exist in this life at all. I do not vibrate that energy, and life does not reflect that energy to me. When you are in the dungeon and you focus on the fact that you you live in the epiphany that you are limitless, and then you focus on building the process of building a house on a cliff and dictating your legacy through letters, a chain breaks not because you're wishing for the chain to break, but because you are no longer in the vibration of being in the dungeon. How does that feel when you get that? You are the one. You always have been. Realize that. Try it on for size. And then hold that awareness, that feeling of being the one. And the one is the state of who you really are. Remember who you really are. You are the one. Everybody is once they remember. And then go and sit next to the little kid of you that's holding on to all those ropes. And realize that they know that you know that you're the one. But they don't know how to let go of the ropes. So you gotta put your arm around them. Take on some of those ropes yourself, super consciously. Show them as you have your arm around them. Big breath together. this big hemp sailing rope, 300 years old. From the, it meanders back to Washington, D.C., and then to the uh, East India Trading Company. And it just keeps going and keeps going. Doesn't matter. It just slips out of your hand. And the little you's holding on to, it's just completely wrapped up, all holding on to all these ropes, and it sees you let go of one of the biggest ropes. You took it from it, put your arm around it, and then let the rope go. And you keep doing that. You keep doing that. And it doesn't feel good for the little one at first. It's scary. And then there's just a little bit of, mm, mm, just a little bit better. Keep doing that. Keep doing that. The more you recognize something that you're tethered to internally, look at it and allow yourself to let it go. And you're doing that to serve the little piece of you that's attempting to serve you and keep you safe. And it's at the point where it's wasting its own energy and its own life because everything it does is serving you in that dungeon. And if you go in and put your arm around that version of you that's, yeah, okay, you figured out how to do a bunch of stuff, you conquered the dungeon, you no longer are afraid of the dungeon, you eat with your toes, you're awesome. You're the little man, you're the little woman. Okay. But you can create anything. Just put that spark in them. Allow them to realize I am in control of this. I'm in control of me. Watch what happens when their internal process of their internal control breaks that chain. That little kid of you desires to be empowered. When that little kid is empowered, you feel great. If you're lacking energy, if you're lacking focus, if you have a knot in your neck, if you have lower back issues, if you're tied to what would be considered limiting beliefs, if you're focused on overcoming all your fears and struggling and doing things the right way in society and 10xing your wallet, whatever. Everything will be better if you go in and take care of that little kid and guide them in releasing the ropes. And you literally just meditate, go in and sit with you. Put your arm around the little you. Breathe with the little you. Guide the little you. Take all the ropes one by one and allow them to go. And as the ropes get sucked off, slither off, and there's only a couple left, they're the biggest ones at the end. And you realize that when you untangle them and you lay them there, and the little you sees those ropes there and is completely free, the little you is now looking at the ropes, and it dawns on the little girl, little boy, those are just flaccid, pointless tethers that lead nowhere. And it has no desire to pick up ropes at all again. It has done what it came here to do. It has conquered that system. And then it has new opportunities going forward. It's not like there's nothing to do anymore. There's more to do now than anything. Now you do. Now you, the bigger you, the embodied you do what you came here to do without the little you trying to serve you and holding you back with all these latent fears all the time. The reason why everything won't work and you have to abide by everybody else's rules. Everybody else is holding on to a bunch of ropes that they don't even know are there. You could create anything, no matter what anyone says, in any way, at any time. You have to be willing to do it, and you have to stop fighting yourself. Take care of the little pieces of you that are attempting to take care of you. Release yourself from bondage. Once you're free, once you don't feel things are easy, because then you're in flow. Going outside helps. Getting in water helps. You're either going to take your focus and your energy and make it a priority to yourself and allow your little self to release those ropes, or you're not. But watching things like this don't really do much. They might put a little drop in here, a little drop in there, but you can have all the drops in the world. All that knowledge turns into a weight if you're still holding on to all those ropes. It feels good to receive. I had to take a break for a second. I think I was saying something along the lines of it feels good to receive the proper information, but you have to actually go do it. So I'm going to attempt to wrap this up here. You are divine, limitless spirit energy. You are the truth of what you're here to do. It is inside you. If you feel stressed, if you feel fear, if you feel confused, go in, breathe, close your eyes and sit and breathe. And find that little kid deep, deep down inside you and forgive them and forgive yourself and forgive everything, 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 everything. Forgive yourself and forgive the little kid. Just forgive. Forgiveness is the completion of emotion. It's the completion of requirement. It's the completion of event. Allow them to be okay. Put your arm around them. Calm them like they have PTSD from being in a one-man war for years. And release the ropes. Take a rope from them one at a time, and with your big hand, release it and just let it flow through your hand and flow away. And continue to do that. Continue to do that. And continue to do that. And if you do that, you meditate and do that with your little self, you will be okay. You will have less stress. You will eventually have no stress. That's basically enlightenment. Seeing how things work and not living in stress, but living in the creation. If there's something that you feel you're meant to do, or that you really desire, go in and take care of the little you first. Release the ropes. It will make it drastically, drastically easier. And when new things enter your life, allow them to pass, allow them to flow. Do not attempt to hold them, and do not attempt to pretend to be a nihilist. Be all of you, here, now, exactly as you are. Watch life watching you, and allow everyone else to be as they are. Everyone is the one. You can't, a house divided cannot stand. You can't live as the embodied awareness of yourself and at the same time have a little inner child piece of you that's holding on to all these ropes. And the other side of the ropes are suppression and oppression and social and collective control. All of that stuff will change, but it won't change in your world until you allow it. What we're talking about is belief structure. And you will either allow it through the progression of the collective unconscious programming, or you will allow it by going and sitting with your inner child and saying, I'm strong enough. I'm tough enough. I'm aware enough. I am the one. I am here for you. I am you. Put your arm around that little kid. Kiss it on the head. Take the ropes and allow them to flow away. You are the father. You are the mother. You are God. That little kid is waiting for you. If you don't do that, it's really hard to live as the consistent, perpetual, in perpetuity embodiment of awareness. Because You're living you're living as duality. What you're desiring is to live without what, what I said in the beginning. How do you feel? What you're desiring is to live as flow. When you're in the flow state, that's you. When you're not, it's you're holding on to all those ropes, all the things that aren't you, the filters, the myriad of filters that are giving you feedback that, well, this shit sucks. Your true desire, your purpose, whatever it is laying in you accomplishing it through getting to the middle path. So imbalance, masculine energy, imbalance, feminine energy, or duality of love and fear, whatever. You have to get to the place of forgiving everything, forgiving yourself, focusing, applying friction, knowing that you're the one, and not holding on to anything that says that you're not, and then moving forward. If you want to feel better, let go of the things that are tethered to something that's not supporting you. If you think that's scary, well, if you live your whole life in a safety net, you're going to be all bundled up and you're going to be weak and achy and fearful. Because there's a whisper of repetition of fear in the collective right now. And that will change too. But you don't want to wait for that. It's time to be the real you. Take care of the little kid of you. Release those ropes. Forgive everything. Allow yourself to love yourself. Then there's nothing to be scared of. Then it's fun. Then you're playing with life. Then you're opening up and life is playing the game of you. It's okay to doubt yourself, but that little kid of you, it doesn't doubt you. It looks at you in awe. You need to go back and take care of it. I love you. Prima Voltus Interior.